Yes, let's do a cherry blossom tutorial. I have a ton of requests for it, and there's actually a couple of really good techniques in there that will be useful if you're interested in face painting. We're gonna go over thick to thin lines and double dip flowers. You're gonna start with the background. You could do any color you want. I like this green, and I kind of realized after, putting this design out there that I definitely got my inspiration from an Arizona iced tea can. Once you have your background laid down, my preference is I put a little bit of glitter on it right now while it's still wet, because then you have a nice shimmery background. Little spritz. Okay, the first thing we start with is the tree. This is a petal brush. I like using a little bit of a thicker one for the tree trunk. So for thick to thin, you're gonna push down, and I kind of give it a little shake like this, right? And then I come up and I start to let it up as I bring my tree branches over. And then you come down here and you fill this in so that you have the base of a tree. And then you do the same thing, thick to thin lines for however many branches that you want. They don't even need to be super dark or super opaque because the flowers are going to cover them. Make sure you have some little branches coming off and they're different lengths. I like to have one come under the eye as well. I'm gonna add a few highlights to the tree trunk. I just take a smaller round brush with a light tan on it, and I'm literally just gonna streak it in a little bit just to make it pop and give it some dimension. Nothing crazy, just like I said, gives it a little bit of dimension. Now we're gonna work on the flowers. Double dip flowers. For this design, this is called a teardrop brush, but technically, I think it's like a 6 round. You're gonna load it up with white. Fill the whole ferrule up with white paint, just back and forth, back and forth. Once you have that completely filled with white, you're gonna take the tip of it and you're gonna dip it in pink. So it's gonna look like that, mostly white with just a little bit of pink at the end. All you're gonna do is press it down in the shape of a flower. So we go 1, there's 1. And you just do them all over. I can usually get 3 or 4 flowers before I need to reload my brush. This flower technique, you could obviously do it with any colors as well. Now we're just gonna add some petals. Again, you could put these anywhere. I have them go across the face and I do a few around the tree. I'll do like a little pile almost down at the bottom of petals that fell, and it kind of just covers up the bottom of that trunk a little bit. That's it for flowers. Now we're gonna go in with some white details. So I'm gonna take my trusty number 4 round. This is the brushes I use for everything. First, I'm gonna dot the inside of every single flower. Next, I'm gonna add some little dots just to fill in some space. There's no reason for dots. They just look really nice. This is basically the finished design before I add the glitter, and the glitter that I use is what super brings it to life. I use 2 different kinds. It's basically just colors that are really aesthetically pleasing with this design. It's pinks and greens and blues and purples. I just put little dots of it kind of in between the flowers. See how full it's starting to look? Then I go in with a little bit of holographic glitter just to really give that wow sparkle. So this is just some pops of super, super shiny. And this one I'll bring out into this area a little bit. Just a few little dabs here and there. That's it. That's my cherry blossom design. It is the most popular design on my board right now. I definitely did not invent cherry blossom face painting. This particular design is mine though. You could feel free to use it if you want to. I finish it off with a little bit of my spray glitter. And that's it. If you use it, I would love to see it. Tag me in the comments. Show me. Have fun. Show me some cherry blossoms.